Welcome back to another AQ World Infinity video. In my last AQ World Infinity update video, I covered Monday and Tuesday. This one we are focusing on Wednesday. Now, usually I do Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but for this one, I'm only doing Wednesday because we got something extra special with this. Here's a little GIF right here. Mage's Fireball is looking better and better. So there's a new Fireball in town. Very cool. Hey guys, yesterday's internal testing ended up going pretty well. We have a lot of stuff to fix, but the team has already been on fire today, knocking out the issues that were discovered. This test was centered. I had considered writing up a summary for you. I think missed a little something, and then thought, what if I just shared the feedback doc? So here we go. Look at this. They actually leaked the internal testing feedback document from I'm like, what? What is good about this list is it contains a very concise list of things that will make Infinity's core combat alpha ready. Our plan is still to do a tech demo when combat and Bloodright Keep is ready for showtime. So there's a little thing. You can see the different things you can attack in the Book of Gore. Some people ask, why do you always say what is good about this is, and honestly, it's an extremely good question to ask yourself. It works for any situation, especially the sludgy tough ones. It's really easy to focus on the negative. Really easy. One glance at social media about any topic will prove this. But those who want to achieve their goals and passions and life's ambitions must aim their focus on where they're going. Focusing only the negative leads to getting stuck or quitting. And this is very true in life. If you're going somewhere, you must know where you are going and be 100% committed to getting there no matter what. Do not misunderstand my words. I am not suggesting to detach from reality. A friend once wisely said, see things as bad as they are, but not worse. By simply asking yourself, what is good about this? Or what could be good about this? Changes your focus. Instead of staring at a mountain-sized heap of work and feeling overwhelmed, you look at the same thing with eyes that are looking for the answer to what good will come out of completing this. I use this a lot. It's how I made it through the challenges that sprang up building AQ, Dragon Fable, MechQuest, Adventure Quest 3D, and every other game, toy, print, and other crazy projects I've had the opportunity to lead. I like the saying, you may see me struggle, but you will never see me quit. Not sure who might benefit from this story, but I hope some part of this serves you. As for the bug list posted above, it is really not that bad. High in quantity, but the difficulty is low compared to the things we have to solve to get to this point. The doc posted will not have the real-time fixes posted. If someone would be so kind as to remind me in a few days, I can copy over the live version of the doc periodically to update you on the progress. Oh, since it is Wednesday, thank you to Goldraven for making and posting this video game pizza portals. I can't believe I was mentioned. Super cool. You can download the game from the link in last Wednesday's AQ Worlds Infinity post, and I'll put a link to this design notes in the description of this video so you can go and check it out. Check the previous link here, and also you'll be able to check out the doc, which I will be going over that in this video as well. But yeah, I was very flattered to be mentioned. I did play through the Pizza Portal one. I don't know if you guys had seen that video, but it is a really fun game. Highly recommended to check it out. So anyways, let's check out the document and see what we've got. Internal class testing. This is the August 28th test for the testers. This is an internal staff test. It's now complete. We are working on the tasks listed below, making this part of our super transparent thing with the progress of keeping AQ Worlds Infinity. So this is the staff test. Now, I'm not going to read everything here because look at this. It just goes on and on. But I will read some of the highlighted stuff and some of the main stuff so that you can really get an understanding of everything they're working on. It is big, but let's buckle up and jump into it. Immortal Joe here Please note that ported classes won't be balanced exactly the way they are in AQ World, with most notable difference being that stat buffs and debuffs on skills aren't a 1.1 conversion. Stat modifier auras are extremely overtuned in AQ World, especially in the case of damage modifiers such as outgoing damage and damage resistance. When it comes to damage output, we want to shift focus towards higher base skill damage and individual damage output rather than needing to rely on modifier stats from either you or your teammate in order to deal huge amounts of damage. Regarding damage mitigation stats such as dodge and resistance, once we add in new features to monsters such as hitboxes, they will interact with players in a much different way, so keeping extremely high values on these stats would largely defeat the purpose of hitbox-based attacks. Though with that being said, the dodge and the resistance stats aren't being completely removed, just toned down. That's not to say that there won't also be other more fun ways to negate incoming damage. The one thing I want you to test with these ported starter classes is the overall feel of them. How do they feel? How does a damage being timed to the animations feel? How does a set global cooldown feel? Most importantly, how does a class feel compared to the way they do in AQ Worlds? Now here's some of the notable changes from AQ World. So the damage from a skill is now timed with the animation. Previously, damage would be dealt immediately upon skill use. The global cooldown is now a universal 0.75 seconds and no longer affected by the haste stat. Previously, global cooldowns was a 1.5 seconds but affected by the haste stat. This change should make the timing between skills a little more consistent. The all damage out and the all damage resistance stats have been removed. Any classes that use these stats previously now either use a physical or magical damage resistant equivalent or both. On the warrior mana recovery model, the mana model that warrior uses, you now also recover mana if the enemy misses. So you're gaining a lot of mana with this. Previously, mana would only be recovered if the monster hit you. On the dodge mana recovery model, the mana model that rogue uses, you now also recover mana if the enemy misses. Previously, mana would only be recovered on dodge. On the mage mana recovery model, the mana model that mages use, you now recover a flat amount of mana on each skill use. Previously, the amount of mana you recovered was based on the amount of damage a skill did relative to your max HP. This change is intended to make mana recovery overall more consistent. Haste, buff, and debuffs no longer affect skills that are already on cooldown. So the top list. Now, this guide is not being updated. This is not the official guide. This is just a copy of the class testing. So you're not going to see the changes really here. That's just for them to be aware of. But these were the top issues. I'm not going to cover all of them as it's already going to be a long video. But skills do not automatically target a new enemy when the current one is dead. And DOTs seem to be occasionally increasing the mob HP, at least visually. Mana recovery is wonky on crits and on the mage mana recovery model. This seems to be a visual bug. Healer. Despite being a self-cast, the healing word does not automatically untarget the player when used outside of combat like self-casts such as footwork or arcane shield. Footwork is a self-cast, but it does not work out of range of the monster. So there's a lot more that are like it. A lot of bugs that they are definitely going to be looking into. And we got some ones that are highlighted. Need a different hit sound for crit. Spamming attacks and moving causes you to slide around the screen stuck in idle on other people's screens. And I guess it's a bug. The fireball goes to the 0 feet of the monster instead of the hit point. Oh, whoops, don't mean to highlight it. And the request, made fireball explosion effects should match the particle that is fired at the enemy. Currently, it's just a hand-drawn flame. And there's a lot of other bugs. These are monster bugs they have, and then they have player bugs, a player run animation. Head bob is odd. It moves up and down wrong with the body. And then there's more bugs that you can see. Oh, this is funny. The input text in the chat is slightly smaller than the actual chat size. My OCD is going crazy because it's smaller than this. That's actually funny. The max limit of text size is too short. You can see he's typing. Be sure to add that to the bottom of the because it just doesn't finish everything. There's also some feature requests. Tab to target different monsters. Add a standalone target button. Oh, two people, they both thing. That's hilarious. The chat staff, chat name should match the player name color. Ooh, interesting. Typing too fast seems to miss letters. Would like to see the healing color change to something closer to AQ World healing, a tealish color. DOT colors can't really be green since not all DOTs are poisons unless the engine can handle different colored DOTs for different skills. Game options. Need an option to hide damage numbers or whatever they're called. Maybe icons or effects that go over the player to show when buffs are active. Should change the heal number from minus to plus. Can we slow down the backflip? It's way too fast. Add a thumbs up emote. Now I'm going to have a link to the original design note in the description, so you'll be able to get access to this Google Doc if you want to go into details regarding this one. But that is it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.